Thanks, Rocco. Well, Brian and I were just talking about how this one segment could probably fill up an entire conference in into itself. And so I'm going to be very judicious with my time so that we can get to everybody else. So bear with me. I'm going to kind of fly through this stuff. But, you know, what's amazing about what we're talking about here as a conference, 5 years ago, we weren't talking about cloud storage. We weren't talking about even mobile gaming. We weren't talking, and certainly words like augmented reality, virtual reality were not around the kitchen table. And what's terrific about that is that now you have this proliferation, both on the VR and the AR side. And I think we're up to, probably over almost 30 AR manufacturers, which is phenomenal because it's really pointing to the fact that there's an explosion going on. And my number there at the bottom is off, and it's more or less to point out that that was only about less than a year old, and now they're already, I think the projection is about 150 billion instead for what this is going to take off. But so setting AR aside, now you start thinking about interactive gaming. And as you look at, for example, esports, right now esports has a viewership that is commensurate with the NHL. In 2 years, it's going to surpass the NFL. And what's amazing about that is 40% of the people that watch those games don't even play the game that they're watching. But you can see what's happening in from the mobile side, from what I'll call the live action. All of these types of games continue to explode in terms of revenue. And what you can see further elaborating here and taking geolocation games that are augmented reality to the physical and digital games that are crossing over, they continue to explode. And so what is LyteShot? Well, what we attempted to do was take the best of console gaming, marry it with geolocation gaming, that's augmented reality, and cross it with kind of your old-fashioned interactive gaming. Well, what does that look like, and what does that sound like? Well, it's a really long way to explain that. In simple terms, what I say we've created is we meets Minecraft meets Twitch. And that's about the shortest way I can get to it. But now, all of those technologies I was just talking about, think about connecting through the Internet of Things and creating all of your interactions as part of a gaming platform. And now layer in augmented reality. So now think Jarvis with Iron Man, and you are in the game, and you are seeing that heads-up display of what your health stats are and your inventory. But not only that, you're now able to interact with AI characters. So how do we do that? Well, we've created this is where the we part comes in. This hardware system, it's open source for maker community to develop their own products. And it has an array of sensors in it, Bluetooth, IR, accelerometer, so on. And the light puck not only serves as a receiver, but it's also can be put in the field of play to act as a portal or what have you. And it's programmed depending on what type of game you want to develop. And third-party developers can develop for the platform. And we're also developing for the platform as well. We already have 2 games underway. The first game is called Assassin, which is based on kind of the college classic game that's been around for about 30 years. Besieged is a fantasy RPG where you're a warrior, wizard, ranger, and it's a domination-style game. And I don't know if you're familiar with Humans vs. Zombie, but it's a game that's played on about 650 college campuses. And they've gotten so big that there's an entire Nerf line dedicated to them, and they've tripled in revenue. But they have designed our first third-party game called Invasion, which is a tower defense style game. So now start thinking about your favorite kind of IP. So whether it's Star Wars or any of those types of games, now you can be in the game. And that interactive play happens by connecting the lighter through your phone via Bluetooth, and all of that information goes through the cloud and shared with other players instantaneously. So you need a lightsaber, you need a dagger, whatever that game is, you're able to use our peripherals, or you can 3D print using our designs, or you can design your own and upload them to our site, and we'll help you monetize. So what we've really tried to create here is a very robust community. It's open source in terms of the gaming side to develop your own games, but also on the peripheral side as well. And ideally, this is where we're heading, where now you're in the game, arena play, and you're able to see everything that's happening. And so what I want to do is show you a clip from one of our games using AR glasses. Which, bear with me as we'll run the Jeopardy. So on the bottom there, you're seeing the compass that's showing you the direction of your opponent. That's where the red diamond is, and it's giving you distance to target using your GPS coordinates. The green is your shield, which you can activate. In addition, there's a timer in the upper right-hand corner. And what's happening here is he's now discovering that she's closing the distance by looking at that information, and he's going to take off as a result. But so all of that information was going through the internet, through the cloud, and it's being relayed in real time. So if you can think of a game, it can be built on the platform. Thank you.
We have time for a couple of quick questions from Mark.
I'm seeing the time back there, sorry.
Just very quickly, I'm sorry if you talked about this already. Did you discuss haptic feedback?
Yes, so we have vibration in both the light puck and in the lighter, and there's also audio feedback. So depending on what you want to program your game for, all that information can come through. Depending on, again, it's up to how you want to design the game, but yes, that's included as well.
Other questions?
Come on, just one.
How do you develop your games? Like, do you use Unity or Unreal, or how does that work?
Great question. So the platform is agnostic in a lot of ways. You can use Unity, you can use Unreal, whatever you want, and it'll port across the platform. What's great about it is this type of game mechanic style is more menu-driven. It's not obviously render-driven. The other side, too, is that we're glass agnostic. So we can run on a lot of the ones that are out there and hope to on all of them.
That's about all the time we have questions for. Sorry, guys. We got to move it on. We've got a lot of speakers in the session. So, Mark Ladd, everybody.